How do you?
I have really short lashes.
Oh, it's so over. It's over. Maybe. I don't know. I'm doing my workout right now, so I have to eat after that. Probably not. Legs and core. So I have abs core. I have the ab roller.
This morning has
So I do that.
called out the CCP, put them on blast. Here we've been
talking
about
the
Chinese dynamic.
I do
The
leg
Chinese
raises,
angle here for weeks,
flying leg
months.
raises or whatever.
I don't know, in the entire world, this community here, this channel might be the most China critical community in the world. You guys know I'm a little bit of a China hawk. I will accept that term.
Okay, well, the way I do it,
like everything
I think I tried to explain before. I use the incline bench, so I'm like inclined up, and then I basically just reach overhead, and I hold on to the barbell sitting in my rack, so I have something to hold on to, and then I just call it like incline leg raises or whatever. Like I didn't know what it was called. It's just something I came up with. But yeah, I do those. Those feel really good. The thing with regular lying leg raises is I feel it more in my hip flexors, which I mean it's not bad. But this like properly focuses on your core. Obviously, like the lower part of your core as well. So, I do twisting crunches with like a dumbbell. Or I guess twisting crunches or sit-ups or whatever you want to call them. Oh, yeah, I haven't worked out in a week. That wasn't because like I hurt my back or anything. It's just I kind of like fell off the horse a little. But yeah, my last workout for legs and core was exactly 1 week ago. So I'm just doing my split squats right now. Oh. That's pretty much it for core. Yeah. No, I use the barbell. Yeah. It's a lot harder. I don't think my dumbbells are heavy enough to do that. So I have to use the barbell. 115 right now. So it's a 35. Yeah, but I don't do like a lot of reps. I do 5 each side. So
China here, breaking it down. We have been now today, as if
well, it's like I didn't start out at that, right? Like I start out with the bar
because now Trump is directly
and then like
China out.
like each week, because I think I only do this movement once per week. Like I have 2 leg days, but I do this one specifically just once a week or whatever. So I've been adding basically like 5 pounds every week. Sometimes I'll just I'll double up. So I'll do, if I feel like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to increase the weight for next week, I'll just, like for that next week, I'll just do the same weight, but like 2 sets instead of, you know, jumping up a weight for a 3rd set. Yeah, coming back after a week, it does feel heavy, but definitely harder on the right side because of whatever imbalances. It just feels like I'm off balance more on my right. So, but it's gotten better. Let me see if I can set up, do a quick camera. You see what you think. I guess I'll just put it on Discord. Are you able to see that? Okay. All right, let's see. I actually don't know what I look like. You'll probably be able to see that I'm like more off balance with one leg, but I'll start with the right leg, the harder one first. That wasn't too bad. How'd it look? Yeah, well, yeah. Like when I say I started off really light and progressed very, very slow, like I mean it. Like I have never changed the rep range. I always kept it to 5 reps because my philosophy is when it comes to movements that are very taxing on the central nervous system, they're not meant to be done more than 5 times, at least for set. Deadlifts and squats mainly. I'll try to take a video of the fucking the leg raises I do. Yeah, it's kind of weird to describe, but when you see it, you'll understand. And like the thing with those ones is like you're gonna see like my range of motion isn't very good. Like I can't bring it all the way. Like I don't think I can bring my feet completely vertical, but if you just hang on and like you just raise your feet, you'll feel it. Like you don't even have to like actually contract up because the incline makes it so there's always a constant tension there. But it also makes it easier. I guess they get parallel to the ground. Yeah. Fuck. Holy fuck.
That.
Oh,
I kind of like I felt like she was probably leaning into it, but it's if she blocked you, you have completely destroyed her. She's got like 1 million followers. Why is she getting upset over Dermy Wormy? The fuck, man? Crazy. Another day ended in Y though, right? For Dermy, it was just Thursday. Hollow, is it Tashi says dodging taxes tax. I wish. Probably equal 199 for $1. Candy teases, hey Jeremy, just accepted a better paying job. I told them I need super chat money. This is how you get a job. You go up to them and you say, I am a fan of CobraCast 199. Hail to the Mage IDOT of Unit 199. I need more money so I can super chat CobraCast. This will get you hired every time. Every time. I have it on good authority. This will either get you hired or arrested. I know, drastic change in one way or the other, but it's worth it. Okay, it's worth it. Stormbreaker says I was on Jay's stream, trying it to Mac with Savvy. Savvy or Sevi? Brother, you got to get her name right. Is Sevi, not Savvy. Sevi. I think you already messed up the name. That's a bad start, bro. That's a bad start. He said it. He just corrected. He said Savvy. See there? All right. You got to get that right, okay? Oh, thank you, brother. All hail Cobra Commander Jeremy and King Trump. JRG Projects says, to quote Benji from Howard Stern, bye-bye, pervert. Well, whatever says blah, blah, blah tax. Mike Zero Sources, I was watching the Salty Crackers post on Swalwell. This guy is comedy gold on bashing the left. You got to do a collaboration with him or at least have Ryan on the same stream. I've done a collab with Salty before. We've had Salty. He was on one of the earlier
I don't do
Cobra
those.
Cast.
I just do
but yeah,
front squats
Salty.
and then
Salty
these ones.
Awesome. He is a freaking legend. So yeah, let's get to the news of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Eric Swalwell. That's right. Trump hater.
I guess I do warm up
on TV
to do this, or a front squat with just a regular back squat, but just with the bar.
And he has now resigned from Congress. Let's freaking go. This is hilarious. And there's so many things to show you, but first let's
do it.
watch
Otherwise,
this clip right here.
Breaking news because the 5 gets results. Maybe Eric Swalwell is resigning from Congress. He said this in a statement. I am deeply sorry to my family, staff, and constituents for mistakes in judgment I've made in my past. I will fight the serious false allegation made against me. However, I must take responsibility and ownership for the mistakes I did make. I am aware of efforts to bring an immediate expulsion vote against me and other members. Expelling anyone in Congress without due process within days of an allegation being made is wrong, but it's also wrong for my constituents to have me distracted from my duties. Therefore, I plan to resign my seat in Congress. I will work with my staff in the coming days to ensure they are able, in my absence, to serve the needs of the good people of the 14th Congressional District. So Max Gordon, he's out in California. He's got the latest for us. I had you on Newsroom this morning. This is quite a turn of events.
Yeah,
absolutely. You know, this isn't
another case of TDS right here. Trump derangement syndrome defeated. And I can give you point blank evidence of that, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go right here, okay? You want to see peak TDS? This is peak TDS right here. Eric Swalwell having a complete meltdown over Trump cat memes. Yes.
What in the hell is this? The chairman tweets, protect our ducks and kittens in Ohio because he goes down some crazy rabbit hole, completely debunked that aliens are eating pets? My God, are you okay, Mr. Chairman? Because last year, for a very long time, you tweeted and promoted Kanye West as he was calling for genocide against the Jews, and you kept it up. And now, when we have victims coming here, you're tweeting this nonsense. I don't know why you would do this. I hope you're okay. I don't know if the aliens who are eating your ducks are in the room with us right now, but Mr. Chairman, this is a serious issue. These people have loved ones who have been lost, and you tweeted this.
Now, I think it's only right. I really don't want to sit here and, pounce on someone that's going through a lot of, terrible, terrible things. I don't want to make light of a situation. So to show how thoughtful I am, I think it's only time to play the hit song, They're Eating the Dogs.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. Eat the cat.
Seeing red, so don't push me. Ain't Donald Trump trying to grab him by the... Said it was some Haitians somewhere out in Springfield. Women doing cartwheels.
Have you seen Garfield?
Eat the cat.
Have you seen Snowball? This about to snowball. I'm about to go off. I can't let this go on.
Okay.
Like an airball. Tell me where my cat is coughing up like a hairball.
Eat the cat.
I gotta tell them if they even put the fingernail on Santa's little helper to turn them to hamburger helper. Somebody better help them, cause I'm going to jail for showing them fellas helter skelter.
Eating the dog.
Usually I'm content, but if you touch my dog, then I'm turning into John Wick. I'm lit. Bird better drop it. If you touch my pet, then I'm pulling up like CrossFit.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. Eat the cat.
It's a shame, it's a pity. Thought overseas where they...
Everything up to that point, I think it's masterpiece in storytelling.
Just how proud everyone is in every part of the state to be Californian. Like almost like you got to be crazy to live anywhere else, but also how scared people are, like really scared.
Yeah, I'm scared.
What I see our state is people are optimistic, and there's a way for us to get through it.
This is
This
is painful. This is
that's where I got my first
But you
match.
just got my endorsement.
You can see everything.
You ready to do like a public endorsement video?
I don't think you need mine. You have Adam Schiff.
So what do you think voters should know about me besides what they, only see on TV?
Just putting it against
Great dad.
some
You're a really good
callers.
husband. I think the kids and I
Just
truly
against.
can count on you for anything.
Oh,
And if I gave you the choice, I'm not sure.
all right, yeah, I'm only gonna do like a couple reps, but
or have the 49ers win the Super Bowl.
you basically you don't sit on the actual seat. You kind of like scoot up, so your butt's kind of like at the bottom of the actual like incline pad. I just like to put my feet up here. I lie down and I roll this up so the J hooks are holding it. And then once I got a good grip, you kind of just let your feet go. And then like you basically do that. Yeah, I don't know the name for it, but yeah, I don't know. I call them Dr. Manhattans. It is a blue barbell dog. Gotta have appropriate names. Honestly, when I first started doing them, I'm like, this is fucking impossible. And I was already doing, just like basic leg raises and like, different core. I just think you kind of just have to do it. You don't have to go all the way up. Literally, like I said, you start by just holding it at the very bottom with bent knees. And then when you can do that, unbend your knees a little so your legs are further out, so it's harder. And then when you can do that, work on like the actual raise with bent knees again. You don't have to go all the way up, like maybe go like halfway and then lower it down, get as many reps as you can with that. And when you get good at that, maybe, try to, go a bit further. One sec. Um, well, I'd say if you can, you can get like some kind of cushioning or a pillow, kind of just sit down on up against a wall, right? So your back is up against the wall with your legs stretched out, and then have like an object set. Yeah, and just do that a shit ton of times, and then slowly increase the height of the object if you can. Find a taller object, or like, I don't know, like a fucking dumbbell. I don't know. Um, what's that? What's that one where? Actually, wait, hold on. Let me try something. I don't know if that. Ah. I don't know if it. Probably need really heavy weight to do this, but let's see. See if I can show. Can you see me? Oh, I'm thinking the one where you put it against your leg and then you basically just hold the dumbbell, like you're not like holding it with any of your arm strength. You just kind of do like a kick up. Yeah. And you just at times. Because I do kind of feel that like in the groin flexor area. There's only 15 pounds, but yeah, I think if you do, because I was already starting to feel that. Yeah. And yeah, like obviously tempo matters too, right? So the slower you go, the more you'll feel it. Yeah. And obviously like it works on your balance too, right? Like even if you're holding on to something, it you're going to be on one leg for a moment at least. So it definitely works on your balance. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm of the belief that you literally experiment, even if it looks fucking stupid. You have to experiment with whatever it is that works for you, and then just fucking do it, and then try to do different variations of that weird exercise that you found for yourself, and see how much you can vary it until it doesn't have the effect, and then your range of like what you can do with you know whether it's weight or angle, whatever.
Make it a place where, when we retire, it's a place where our kids and everyone's kids can afford to live.
You're gonna be a great governor.
Thanks. Oh,
Well,
my God.
even
How
if it's not
beautiful. But there is
specifically helping with the thing that you're looking for it to help,
Me and the boys hearing
it'll
Super Bowl
obviously
weather
have
is out.
other benefits with other things, Yeah. I think that'll just like help with, you know, like mobility in general, right? Whether you're walking or whatever, going upstairs.
Night of the Seven Kingdoms is such a good show. Really good stuff. So yeah, that is happening, and the internet is. Night of the Seven Kingdoms is such a good show. Really good stuff. So yeah, that is happening, and the internet is reacting accordingly. It's reacting accordingly.
You see and hear from me. That's been said about me today through anonymous allegations. I thought it was important that you see and hear from me directly. These allegations of sexual assault are flat false. They're absolutely false. They did not happen. They have never happened. And I will fight them with everything that I have. They also come on the eve of an election where I have been the frontrunner candidate for governor in California. I do not suggest to you in any way that I'm perfect or that I'm a saint. I've certainly made mistakes in judgment in my past. But those mistakes are between me and my wife. And to her, I apologize deeply for putting her in this position. I also apologize to you if in any way you have doubted your support for me. But I think you know who I am. For over 20 years, I have served the public. As a city councilman, as a member of Congress,
Yeah, and
as a prosecutor who went to court.
play around with the angle for that.
Particularly
that exercise I just showed you.
That's who I am and have always been.
Whether it's just straight in front of you or to the side.
And I appreciate those who have reached out to me to show support. And I look forward to updating you.
Yeah, because I just did that and it does feel different.
Oh, man. MAGA is undefeated. Simple as that. Packy Proton says, if you die, the cat will eat you. Mike Zero
Focus,
so
focus on one thing first and then expand from there.
Giving us comedy gold. They really are, man. You know, you can't really ask for anything better than what we're getting right now. And it's been fun, to say the least. It's been fun.
Could also look into getting ankle weights.
Farted on TV a couple of times. And so, of course, we have memes. We have Eric Fartwell right here.
Next, this Saturday, I'll see if I can just snag some for you. No. Like, probably not, because we don't have medicine. We might, but they're like, we might only have like super heavy ones. Like, I'm talking 120 pounds. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty fucking big. Like, I got the 50 pounder. It's pretty big. But it is, it's kind of squishy or whatever.
Turn the Trump meme into anything.
I feel like we're probably sold out of them, but yeah, I'll take a look at that too.
Welcome
Saturday.
to MAGA. This is your future right here, Eric Fartwell. So oh man. What is this one right here? I will remember you. TDS Democrats are literally the most cringeworthy people. They're horrible people, all of them. Let's finish up this clip right here.
Necessarily unexpected, but it is definitely a shock to the political world. He was a leading candidate for California governor just a couple of days ago, but then this bombshell report came out in the San Francisco Chronicle with allegations that he sexually assaulted a woman while he was or she was one of his staffers. Then CNN came out with a separate report interviewing 3 additional women, saying that there was some sexual impropriety that had gone on. It was really just a weekend of implosion for his campaign, where we had staffers quitting, and then we had the Democratic establishment telling Swalwell that he should drop out of the race for California governor. He then did that on Sunday evening, and then now today we see that he is going to be vacating his congressional seat. We had calls for him to step down from his congressional seat as well. So, this is really going to be sending shockwaves throughout the place.
I don't think anybody doubted this one. Just in, Capitol Hill police confirmed that Swalwell farted. It smelled like Vaseline. Dun, dun, dun.
Political world, but not necessarily unexpected.
All right, Max Corden, thank you for that update. And Harold Ford Jr. will kick us off with another round of commentary about this. Harold, I guess this, well, it might put a complete end to his political career.
Oh, he's done. He's done.
Probably the only decision for him. I think 2 things. One, and I'll start where I finished before. This now puts in play this California governor's race and will give it national attention that probably did not have a few days ago. And 2, that's the question is for the other 3 members of Congress that they were talking about, the Congress taking action on, perhaps censoring or even expelling, what happens with those 3 members will be interesting to see over the next few days.
All right, Emily?
I think it's interesting that he used allegation singular when there are multiple allegations against him. So I wonder if he's just...
The internet is undefeated, bro. Eric Swalwell at the grocery store. You ready for this one?
Referring to the allegation of rape, which he said that that's how I took it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm great news. I'm in a great mood now because of this. The distraction he talked about, he's been a distraction since day one. We know that he has spent way too much time on social media trying to curry favor with his followers rather than his constituents. I know for a fact his constituents won't miss him because they felt underrepresented.
How long are your workouts typically? Like how much time do they usually take? Okay. Like when you're finished it, are you super exhausted? Like I was just asking because like you said you did like 5 like you do like 5 to 7 or whatever, like sets of planks. What I was going to say is, do you think there would be any benefit to just say doing 3 sets, even though you feel that you could do 7? Do you think just not doing those sets would be beneficial? Like in terms of like you're still getting what you need, but you can also take more time to relax the body, like less taxing on the nervous system. I feel like, yeah, like I just feel like less is more is working pretty good for me right now. Because like, even though I know like I can go more than 5 pounds increase a week for certain lifts, I won't do it. Right? Like I'm gonna be very. I like to say the word kind to my body. Like even though I know it could push harder, like I just want to basically, what is it, grease the groove or whatever. Like I want to get comfortable doing things slow, and then like slowly, like it's kind of like a marathon where each little increment, like it adds up over time. I know like it's not really the same because like you're just talking like body weight stuff, but like I'm saying like just like even like volume, right? Like you don't have to go past like a certain amount of volume, like in terms of like sets or reps or whatever. I don't know. Oh. I don't know. Like all I'm saying is, yeah, maybe give it a go, see how it feels, and then, you know, if it turns out to be like if it doesn't work, then yeah, like go back to what you're doing. But if it is, getting across what it is that you want, and you don't have to do as much, I think that's like a win-win, right? Because I'm just kind of in the frame of I want to do. It's not being lazy, but I want to do the least amount possible to stimulate what I want to happen. Like if I want to slowly increase the muscle size and also increase the strength, right? Like what I'm doing right now, I'm doing this for each movement, except for front squats and split squats. I do a 20, 15, 12 rep range. So 20 reps for the first set, 15 reps for the second set. And then, yeah, like I try to keep the number really high, relatively high, so the weight isn't very high. So what I do is say like a bench press, I start with 100 pounds. I'll try to do that for 20 reps. And that 20 reps, it shouldn't be like an all out, like, oh, I'm about to fucking pass out, right? Like I should have more in the tank for that, right? So it's extremely light for me. It almost feels like it's not even a working set, even though it is. And then the second set, I just bump it up by 5 pounds, right? And it's like, if I'm bumping it up by 5 pounds and then I'm only doing 5 reps less, like that's still going to be easy for me. And then, vice versa with the third set or whatever, right? It's the same thing, right? Bump it up 5 pounds. And now you're in the, I say 12 reps because I always aim for that, but it's actually anywhere from 8 to 12 reps. I just aim for the upper end. So like the first set, I always say I'm aiming for 15 to 20. If I feel good, I will go for the 20. If I don't feel good, like if I even feel like I'm going to be like struggling really, really hard on that 20th rep, I'll be like, no, I'm going for the 15 reps. I'm not going to do that. Like any point where it feels like I'm pushing it, I'm like, no, because I know in my mind, I'm going to be increasing the weight every week, right? So let's say I start at 100, second set 105, third set 110. Next week, my first set starts at 105, the second set 110, and then third set 115, right? So you're redoing some of the weights from the previous week while also increasing it. And then if you just do that, like week by week, right? So what, each month, that's 20 pounds total. Like it doesn't seem like a lot, but like realize you're slowly getting stronger and bigger, and you're also being safe, right? And you can maintain that linear progress for very long, right? Because like the weight's not overly taxing on you. Like it will get to a point where you can't maintain that, but it's a way to draw out progress for a very long time while also getting better at the lifts, right? So I just take a very minimalist, gradual approach to it. Yeah. You think there would be benefit in let's say you're going to do six sets of planks. I don't know. I guess you do 3 sets of planks, but then you add in like another exercise. I know like obviously planks isn't the only exercise you're doing for core, but let's say you're at your plank section of your workout. Let's say, I don't know, you do 3 sets of planks and then you do the one where you have one hand on the ground and one knee on the ground, then you extend, the other leg and the other arm, and you just like hold that. Like obviously, it's not as intense, probably as like a plank, but it is working the core, right? So like you switch it out, but you're still getting a workout. Yeah. Do you think then, following along with this example, let's say you're going to do your 6 planks. Let's say the first week you do 5 sets, and then at the very end you do that, or oh, fuck, I don't know, you could throw it in the beginning, the middle, whatever. You throw that in. Yeah, so you do one set for that, right? See how it feels. Obviously, yeah, you said it's taxing or whatever. And then just carry on with the planks as usual. And then, start doing that like routinely, and then see how it feels the next week. If it feels the same, yeah, just like maintain that. And then maybe one day just like go for like an extra, I don't know, 30 seconds or whatever. See how that feels. And then, pretty soon you're off to, yeah, whatever it's called. Whatever feels like taxing for you, like start off at the bare minimum for that. Like I'm talking like just do one set, like literally just one set, or like even like just like a couple reps. And then like, because I'm talking like I was literally starting, when I got back to, like, I was just starting from doing like seated squats. And then like when I realized, okay, I can do that, I'll try to do with the barbell, see how that feels. And then I stuck with that for a while. So like you literally start with like doing like a couple reps, and then slowly over time, and this is a marathon, not a race. I don't know, let's say you get to a point where you're doing, maybe 1 or 2 sets of planks, and like those at that point, because you've been doing the harder thing, the sunbirds or whatever, the planks feel kind of like the warm up to the other exercise, which now you feel gives you a lot more benefit, and like you've increased your strength that way or whatever, your core that way, where it kind of like it reverses at a certain point, or like instead of doing one set of the very taxing thing, now the majority of your sets are the very taxing thing, which isn't as taxing as it used to be. And then, as like a warm down, you do your planks. You think you could get to that point, like following that plan, or is it just like it just doesn't work like that? Like literally at the beginning, like a rep. Like I'm talking like a literal rep. Like that's it. Like if you could only manage a rep, by all means. And then next week, if you want to add in like a couple more reps, and then, eventually it gets up to a full working set and it feels comfortable. Like I'm saying, like it doesn't ruin the rest of your exercise, or it doesn't ruin you for the rest of the week. Like that kind of progression, right? Where it's so slow at the beginning, it almost feels like, why the fuck am I even doing this? This is doing nothing for me. But it's kind of like that repetition and that, I don't know. Yeah, like it's like the next week, like you can go up by 20 pounds for a movement, but you only choose to go up 5. So it's like it feels like you're just doing the movement just for the sake of doing the movement. Like you're not really increasing your strength, because you're not at your upper limits for the weight or whatever. Like if I can make that analogy, kind of like in that sense. because it's like you said, right? Like I'm fairly certain like you're going to be doing these exercises basically for maintenance, right? Like from this point on, right? So it literally doesn't matter about making it doesn't matter how fast the progress is, right? Just so long as the progress is being made. Like you have like just take note of the things that are uncomfortable right now. And just keep a note of them and just work on like one at a time, right? Like if there are like 5 different movements that you find that are difficult, focus on one of them and progress that over the span of like, I don't know, 4 to 6 months, see where you're at then. And if you're comfortable doing it, you know, yeah, I don't know. Keep that incorporated into the workout along with the planks and then move on to the next one. So it's kind of like you're branching out and then like you're slowly putting everything together. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's been MIA for quite a long time once he got his Washington, D.C. home. So good luck fighting everything, and he's being criminally investigated too. Hopefully this is the last we'll hear about
That's just
him
my take.
politically and ever, frankly.
All right, and then I guess
Obviously,
this could change
it's a very different
and
circumstance
maybe
you're dealing
help
with.
Steve Hilton even more in
So
the California governor's
at the end of the day,
Absolutely. And
it's like I said,
you know what's
find
not
what
said
works
enough
for
about
you.
Eric Swalwell with all these
And,
accusations.
you know, if it works for you, it works for you.
His major quality is that he is a really dumb guy. He has always been an idiot. I mean, really, he's like a
The fact that everybody's laughing on the panel too is really good.
You know what's not said enough about Eric Swalwell with all these accusations? You forget his major quality is that he is a really dumb guy. He has always been an idiot. I mean, really, he's like a sitcom character. He reminds me of, remember Ted Knight on Mary Tyler Moore? What was his name? The newscaster there.
Yes.
On
like a Ron Burgundy.
Remember him? I forget, isn't it? But he is just a dum-dum. I mean, he has always been. So, you know, these scandals, they don't surprise me. Also, his rambling statement, so unimpressive.
Ooh, most cooked, Quartering or Swalwell? I think you're probably not going to like my answer. I think Swalwell is more cooked. Because if you understand the YouTube algorithm, you'll be okay. And, you know, Quartering he's just making it worse every single day. My goodness. But Quartering understands the YouTube algorithm enough to stay relevant no matter how bad it gets. And he's got his deal with Rumble. So unless, again, I've heard people saying that there might be something up with that. I have no idea about that, but Quartering will be fine.
It's classic. I mean, keep it brief. All right. And he writes, this is outrageous. These accusations, they're not true, but, you know, but I do have to own up that there were some bad things I did. Also, it's outrageous to ask someone to step down, but I am stepping down. I mean, just shut up.
Right. Well, he is. And you know, it's interesting. Jesse, has missed more votes in Congress than a Democratic guy who passed away last March.
That's a lot of votes. It's funny he complained about not getting due process. He never gave it to Kavanaugh or any of the other people he tried.
Maybe, I don't know, even with the bench.
The congressman says that there's going to be more stuff coming out about
this isn't
him
like the hip
or
flexors. This is probably, you know,
Yes.
more so to do with like the glute and the back, the lower back area.
I don't even know if it's even him.
Try to like
Yeah,
lay
Pauline
flat
Luna said
on your
this right
stomach on
here.
the bench.
I am being told, let's see.
I guess it'd probably be better to have like your face where the seat is, and then your legs are off the edge where like you're, you know, where you usually like sit back and lay down.
The information drops, you'll be thinking otherwise.
And then yeah, just like, I don't know, try out basically just having like, yeah, like wherever your head is touching the seat. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not even saying your pelvis has to be off the bench, right? Because even if your legs are like halfway off the bench, but you're focusing on keeping your back in line, you're going to feel it. Like you're going to feel it engage, right? And what I was saying is, as much as you can manage, right? Slowly work your way towards the end of the bench, so more and more of your leg is hanging off. And obviously that engage, you don't even have to like move your legs, right? But if you wanted to, yeah, like you can, you know, just do like the touch and raise, right? Like touch your feet to the ground and just raise it up to parallel. Like it's not a huge range of motion, but if you do that a shit ton of times, that's gonna fucking burn. It's like I said, you gotta get, you know, a bit fucking silly with some of these things, but if you just try something and you feel it and there is no name for the exercise or whatever, just fucking do it. That exercise that I just gave you with the bench. Oh well, that's gonna be that you're gonna have to figure that out for yourself. I've never done them, right? This is just me brainstorming. Yeah.
Eric, why don't you tell us about a little about the filming of the video of the female sex worker? And she called this before him resigning. That's what Luna called out. So there's that.
Innuendo swirling around this guy, and their criminal charges potentially here in New York City based off something that happened with one of his employees, and could be a problem.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So Swalwell done. Another TDS loser is no longer going to be around. And again, one more time,
boy.
I think it's just important to play this clip because it's just legendary and it just kind of puts it into perspective. These are the people
Go fucking crazy tomorrow with your exercises.
Most recent meme as well. This
I
is
have a
the
suspicion
same
you're gonna go
energy.
fucking
Think about this,
get
'cause we're
really
gonna talk
intense
more
tomorrow.
about the fallout from Trump's latest meme that he posted. This is the same energy that those people are using right here.
Yeah, that's why I think.
What in the hell is this? The chairman tweets, "Protect our ducks and kittens in Ohio," because he goes down some crazy rabbit hole, completely debunked that aliens are eating pets. My God.
Let's see.
Are you okay, Mr. Chairman? Because last year, for a very long time, you tweeted and promoted Kanye West as he was calling for genocide against the Jews, and you kept it up. And now, when we have victims coming here, you're tweeting this nonsense. I don't know why you would do this. I hope you're okay.
I used to use this picture for thumbnail on CobraCast.
I don't know if the aliens who are eating your ducks are in the room with us right now, but Mr. Chairman, this is a serious issue. These people have loved ones who have been lost, and you tweeted this.
Absolutely hilarious. So there it is. Swalwell's done. We got more to talk about. Maximus America says the media only has bad news about Democrats as long as it benefits another Democrat. Correct. Elwing Secret Garden says, you would think that knowingly having relations with Chinese spies would ruin Swalwell's career back in 2015, but here we are. Fang Fang was her name. Yes. Yeah, I mean, the fact that they pretty much covered that whole thing up tells you everything you need to know about the media. And that same media, we're about to talk about that same media because, again, you can take the person out of the mainstream, but you can't take the mainstream out of the person. So there's been a lot of reaction to President Trump and the meme that was posted late last night on Truth Social. There's been a lot of people that have been very upset about this. There's been a lot of people that have screeched and whined and cried and everything. But ultimately, Trump did delete the tweet, which I am disappointed that he deleted the tweets. I wish he would not have deleted it. And he gave he gave his reaction and his response to why the meme was posted. I'm going to try to pull that up really quick right here because only Trump will give a response like this. And it is pretty hilarious. His response.
Boy.
It's pretty perfect. I played it on the earlier stream but for those that didn't get a chance to watch, this is Trump's response right here. Here we
Yeah. I've cut workouts short because of that. Like, I'm going to listen to my body. No. Sometimes you just got to listen to your body, like it or hate it. Sometimes you just have to listen to it. Ah, fuck. I typically like to have workout days that are more or less easy, right? Like I'll have a couple days where it's like, okay, I gotta actually focus here. This is gonna be pretty fucking intense. You know, that's specifically, you know, when anything with legs, right? It'll get pretty intense. But upper body, and like, even if it's a painful bench press, like in terms of like, oh, this burns like crazy. It's not as taxing on the overall body, right? It's really just the upper body that's being taxed. Everything else is more or less fine. But I don't know, when you hit your legs, man, you know, specifically with a squat or whatever, it's pretty hard. So, you know, and I space those out, right? I think they're on either end of the workout week or whatever, or at least, you know, a couple days in between.
We go.
Mr. President, did you post that picture of yourself depicted as Jesus Christ?
Well, it wasn't depicted. It was me. I did post it, and I thought it was me as a doctor, and had to do with Red Cross as a Red Cross worker there, which we support. And only the fake news could come up with that one. So I just heard about it, and I said, "How did they come up with that?" It's supposed to be me as a doctor, making people better, and I do make people better. I make people a lot better. As an example, the 11,000. I understand your husband's going through treatment.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Make people a lot better. So here we are.
Right. Getting close to the end here.
Spirit Halloween. Coming to a Spirit Halloween near you. Red Cross worker. I'm going to go as a Red Cross worker for Halloween. So, yeah, I mean.
All right, guys, I'm Revere. And I'm...
So are you unable to use the ab roller at all? Like it's just too painful for the back? The bad kind of painful. Yeah, okay, don't do that. No, don't do that. Yeah. Oh. Oh, just standing and catching? Oh, okay. Tough. So what is that called? The sagittal plane? Transverse plane? Where it involves rotation? I think it's the transverse. I think it's the transverse plane. So sudden explosive movements in that plane really don't do it for you. So yeah, that's something that you have to address. Okay. Yeah. Hold on, I have a book. I'll get it and I'll show it on Discord. Maybe I'll better be able to see it. Okay. Let's see. Oh, is it this part of the scapula? Like that top part? The acromion? Or is it the wing part? Like, you see this? You see it on Discord? So it's that thing that's actually in the shoulder right there. It's actually above the shoulder. This thing. Yeah, that thing right there. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's see. Let's see if we can find. Oh. That's, no, I don't think that's the levator. Oh, hold on. That is called the splenius capitis. And then this one. Do you do this stretch where you're holding a dumbbell to give like weight to that side and then you stretch it? Okay. And then what about this exercise where it's just basically neck curls? You know what you can do? Yeah, and you could also do it the reverse way as well. I've done those as well. Yeah. No, you could put weight on that. Like I don't know if you have plates, but a plate is probably better on the forehead or the back of the head than a dumbbell. But yeah, you can do that with weight. I've done it with weight. You have like a towel. Have like a towel. Yeah. Like hold it, but have like a towel to like cushion it. Like wrap it in a towel or something, like a cloth. So yeah, and then obviously that's the front and the back, but you can lay at your side and do like basically like neck planks or whatever, or neck curls to the side. What's the hand supposed to be? Your head? Try to touch your chin to your chest. Yeah, and also I can, I don't know if I have it here. I can probably let you borrow what is it? I could probably let you borrow this thing. It's for your neck. And then you put weights on the chain. Yeah. Or I can show you how to do it. I'll show you. They say something? I'm right. So I do. Yeah, so it's got a Velcro strap here at the front, so you can tighten or loosen it. And then you basically just do the 2.5 pounds. And there's a strap here at the bottom to secure it to your chin. Right? Oh shit. Alright. So it's fairly secure. And then there's clips on the other side. It comes with the carabiners. You just slide it through, and then ideally you'd be doing this sitting down, right? You'd have the weight resting on your knee or something before you actually put it on your neck. But yeah, it's secure, and you can do this standing up, right? You can, huh? Well, the chain is pretty long. The chain is pretty long. Okay. I mean, but yeah, like you could do that. Um, yeah, I get that. You gotta figure out what works for you. Yeah. Um, I mean, if you're up to it, I mean, I don't really know the full extent of how much you need to address or whatever. But hold on, there should be. Where the hell is it? I swear I saw it in here. Oh, okay. Well, I guess it's not in here. Well, there's different things, but I can't find the levator in this book. I don't know if I passed it. Maybe I don't know. It's called a levator, but they're just giving the Latin name for it. Maybe I don't know. Oh well. Oh, okay. Maybe I think I was in the wrong section. Yep, here it is. Here it is. Okay, hold on. I was just at the wrong section. There it is. Levator scapula. And yeah, it attaches right there to the scapula. Yeah. Well, this is the clavicle. It actually it says the insertion border. So it originates in the first three. So it originates on the cervical spine. It inserts upper medial border of the scapula, portion above the spine of the scapula. Yeah, that's part of the scapula. And then yeah, the scapula is out here at the front. I'm sure it's connected. I mean, yeah, the clavicle, like this thing right here that arches. Yeah, that's the clavicle. Maybe not. Yeah, I don't know. Um, is that core? Oh, yeah, there it is. Oh, yeah. Look, this is what it does. This is what it does. Protract scapula. So that the serratus anterior pulls it forward on the ribs and holds it closely into the chest wall. So it rotates scapula for abduction and flexion of arm. So that's what it's meant to do. So I wouldn't be surprised if something's wrong there. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it just gives, I mean, I'm sure you've already done these. It just says these are the strengthening exercises for it. So bench press, incline, shoulder press, press or push ups or whatever. And then it has this stretch. Oh, fuck. Yeah, it's a puzzle, dude. You gotta fucking fix one piece at a time. Yep, like whack-a-mole. Fuck. Holy fuck, man. Fuck that. Oh, fuck. Any other specific things you want me to look at? Let's see. Let's see. I can just find this. We'll type it. Uh, don't have any specific exercises for it. They just say where it originates and it inserts. Yeah. We got the rotatorus. So that's those small muscles. And the action. Yeah, that's probably what you're feeling when you try to throw the ball. Yeah, let's say give this a go, and then report back. I did in that. Yeah. This one? Those are just the semispinalis surfaces. Yeah. Oh. Oh boy. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to cook my meatloaf tomorrow. I'm not fucking doing that right now, dude. Oh, just eat something else. Fuck. I guess it's better this way. What? Well, got the proper motivation now to address these issues. Whew. Oh boy. Yeah, like I'd say, if you're gonna do the next exercises on the bench, just get a plate. Get like a couple plates. I mean, you can use the dumbbells too. Like, nothing's stopping you from doing that. Whatever you have.
I am.
Oh, fuck. Should try fasting for like a month, dude. A week. It increases growth hormone and gets rid of old damaged tissue, replaces it with new, better tissue. There's a whole cascade of healing properties across the body. So, nerve regeneration as well. Try a week. Try a week. A week seems to be like the most frequent one. I mean, no, like I'm not saying you have to go like. I mean, you could probably start feeling it. Like you'll feel like shit, but people usually report by the time the week, yeah, and they start feeling way more energy because their body switches over to ketones like fat, and yeah, apparently your body just runs purely on fat, and I don't know, for whatever reason it metabolizes way better, so you're kind of feels like you're supercharged. So yeah. Yeah. Fucking Reese's O'Henry's, dog. No, that'll get you. Yeah, good for you, man. Uh, oh god. Last set of hamstring curls, and then I just got fucking twisting crunches. Damn, I took way too fucking long with this workout, dude. Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It is what it is, whatever. Coming back after a week, I'm not too fucking sore about it.
I am so happy to see this.
Okay.
I'm so happy.
I swear, this version of the hamstring curl is so fucking hard compared to the machines. Wow. Well, what it looks like when I'm doing it, or just what it looks like? I just finished my set, so I'll just show you. It's Discord. Okay. All right. So yeah, this entire thing here, it can come out of the bench. There's a offer it to go in there. Yeah. And you basically just put your weights on that peg there, and you what's a good way to show it? Your leg kind of goes like that, but you're lying down. So yeah, like your legs. No, what the fuck? What the hell am I saying? Your leg. Yeah, so that's hard to do. Your knee is on this pad here, and then your leg is right there, and you just curl up. Yeah, so that's what it looks like. Like, I swear to God, it's harder than the machine. Like that was only 70 pounds on there. That felt way harder, dude. Well, like with most cable machines, like you're not actually lifting 1-to-1 weight. Like there's a ratio. It's more often than not 2-to-1. So it could be 30 pounds. Yeah, people are maxing it out, right? Oh. Yeah. Fucking crazy, dude. Too fucking heavy. Okay. No pain, no gain, dog. Damn, strongest shoulders you've ever had. Even stronger than like when you were back at 2-4. Nice. um, how many reps are you doing? How many reps are you doing with 85s? Holy fuck, dude. Damn, dude. That didn't hurt your elbows? What are you trying to show me, dog? Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Oh, fuck. Fuck is this quick? I want to get the fuck out of here.
That is the most Trump answer you will ever get, where he says, "I." I'm helping people. Now, to be fair, Trump is helping people. I mean, you have a sick, retarded black woman that Trump is literally healing with his power.
Pretty wild.
All it takes is for Trump to place his hand on her head, and she's going to be healed. It just takes the touch of President Trump. Trump, okay? And this is what the world needs more of. And I think that we can all rally around this moment and realize when you have a sick, retarded person, such as this young lady right here, it just takes President Trump, and he can save her. He can. Um, I did see this clip right here.
So no surprise here, but you people, and I do mean you people, are butthurt because the President Trump posted a picture of himself as Jesus Christ. But the joke's on you, idiots. First off, he didn't even make that picture. He just endorsed it by sharing it. And two, he said it himself at his backpedal session. Press conference. He said he thought it was a picture of himself as a Red Cross worker making people better. Because, famous healer... famous healer whose health plan is coming in just 2 short weeks, Donald J. Trump. Besides, why would he post a picture as himself as Jesus? He's Muslim. Don't you remember on Easter when he said, "Praise be to Allah," and then threatened to murder a whole civilization? That doesn't sound very Christian to me, stupid.
Oh, boy.
He just thought it was a picture of himself. Because I'll break it down for you, you smooth brains. He's the smartest. He's got a big brain. He's a deal maker, a genius. He's playing 38 double D chess every step of the way. Somebody does something, he whips them out them 38 double Ds, and he says, "Not so fast," because he's ahead of everybody. And he's 79, so you got to cut him some slack. Because he thought it was him, not Jesus. As a matter of
cow. Listing crunches. Yeah, I'm done. Your phone. I don't know how to do that on a computer, but I think if you take a screenshot on your phone, like in the quick edit settings for the image, when you click on like the little pencil icon, there are a couple features there that'll let you like mirror it, flip it. Yeah, I don't know how to do that on the computer. Duplicate the picture, but just have it mirrored. Oh man.
In fact, we wouldn't even be able to pick out Jesus out of a lineup. That's how much that picture.
What do you think of those videos where people like, I mean, I assume the majority of it is fake, but people do their morning routine and they have wake up 4 a.m. Oh yeah, I've seen some at like 4 a.m. But yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Oh, oh God. Oh man. You copied the picture. What picture? Star Destroyer? Let's see. Oh, I'm gonna cut that short. Oh, I just have one set left. Was it 11 o'clock? Oh, fuck, it's almost 12. Holy fuck, dude. Fucking hell. Yeah, that was pretty fucking quick. Oh. Let's see what's in the fridge.
Same goes for me. I wouldn't know Jesus if it came up to me, golden haired, red tied, and orange tinted. I mean, have you ever?
Oh, fuck.
Have you even seen the picture? It's beautiful. Already got it mounted in the dining room. It's a Jesus H. Trump healing John Stewart of his liberalism. You got nurses and soldiers and people praying the Statue of Liberty next to the Lincoln Memorial because that makes sense. And watching in the background is a few dead soldiers, which really makes sense. And in between them is Mothman, a.k.a. Harbinger of Doom, which makes the most sense when you think about it, which I haven't. So, yeah, it wasn't of Jesus. And besides, if it was, I mean, who died and made him savior anyway?
Peak comedy right there. Peak comedy, and I very much appreciated that one. I don't know who that guy is. When I saw it, I thought that was fantastic. Here's a picture of my doctor making house calls. Now, this person hates Trump, okay? And they think that this is like to own Trump. This is funny. Like, this is meant to be a negative towards Trump. And in fact, it makes Trump just even more hilarious. That's all they do in these situations right here. And it just continues. Now, all I'm saying is Donald Trump said he thought the image was of him as a Red Cross doctor. This screenshot from a 10-year-old video shows a doctor in a similar white shirt with a red vest. I rest my case. I rest my case. Trump has been vindicated once again, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, Trump has been vindicated. The freaking internet's the greatest place in the world, dude. It's the greatest place in the world. God, doctor. Oh, man. The power of Trump to create memes like this is it's pretty great. It's pretty outstanding. So we do have a response from Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly has a response. I'm sure this will be very level-headed. I'm sure she's not going to be very upset or anything like that.
Up a new feud with Pope Leo the 14th. Seems like a great time to start a feud with a Catholic Pope. I will be the first to tell you the Pope has been critical of this war. I'm Catholic, obviously. He's been critical of this war. And as he's been critical of it, it occurred to me that it was just a matter of time before President Trump would lash out at him. And he did. So it wasn't
he
great.
did.
It was predictable. And no Catholic loves this, but you could see it coming. And it's hard to say that Trump is completely out of line, because whenever he gets attacked, whether it's by a journalist or a talking head or a pope, he punches back.
Yes.
All right.
Literally who he is. Listen, you may not like Trump's consistency, but he is consistent. If you hit him, he's going to hit you back. However, there are rare cases where he won't, because he knows it will get under the skin of the person. Classic example is who? Eminem. Remember, Eminem made a rap song against Trump. Remember that? Okay. And he wanted Trump to respond. He wanted it. He begged Trump for a response. And in fact, he said he was angry when Trump wouldn't respond. And this is the classic Trump, where he knows how to play on people's emotions. This is Eminem right here when Trump wouldn't respond to him.
When I start talking about Trump, I get too flustered in my head, and the shit that I want to say, there's too many things I want to say at once. So sometimes I start talking and I'm not able to convey the message the right way, because I just get flustered and frustrated watching him play to his base that thinks that he cares about them.
Oh my God.
Actually, the people that he cares about the fucking least. If you're talking about his core being, you know, a majority white middle class, what I don't understand is how in the fuck do you feel like you relate to a billionaire who has never known struggle his entire fucking life? I will say this, he talks a good one. And if you're in his base, you're a core, let's say you're going to the rallies or whatever, you watch him on TV, you hear him talking this shit. There's part of me that understands, like, all right, he's somehow still got them because he's brainwashing them into thinking that something great is going to happen. Nothing's happening. Nothing is happening. I don't know, man. I get really flustered when I talk about it.
He can't even think straight. And here you have it. Eminem is extremely angry Trump has not responded to his BET cipherverse. I was and still am angry. Trump knows how to play these losers, and it is the most hilarious thing ever. I love it so much. It is the greatest thing ever. Marmillin for 20 says, double it. Keep on missing these stream chat grift tax. Hail to you, Marmillin. Thank you, brother. As always. JB username for 20 says, Trump explaining the picture like when I get home late and the wife's asking questions. It's so good. It's so good. Let's see. Saturn dreaming of Mercury for 50 says the meme outrage is silly. Anyone with knowledge of Christian art sees this in, I'm not sure how to say that one, which depicts many persons and saints, not only Jesus. Warhammer 40K uses such art, and God Emperor memes have been made fun of Trump for years. Or God Emperor memes have been made of Trump for years. Only now folks are offended. Yeah. Well, again, it's the Trump effect, dude. He just has this uncanny ability to rewire people's brains. Like right now we're seeing with Alex Jones. Alex Jones has completely lost it. Alex Jones says for Trump to not talk about him. Don't talk about me, says Alex Jones. Do you know what Alex Jones does the very next day when Trump Trump doesn't say anything else? Do you know what Alex Jones does? Alex Jones goes live and starts pushing these theories that Melania is going to leave Trump. Except this today was Melania and Trump together. But Alex Jones is saying that Melania is going to leave Trump. Can somebody explain that to me? Trump has broken his brain as well. He's also broken her brain.
You could definitely question the wisdom of doing this with, President Trump leads a nation of 330 million people. Pope Leo leads about 1.4 billion Catholics across the world. But President Trump doesn't care. He doesn't, and he wouldn't even care if the majority of Americans were Catholic, which they're not, but he would, this is what he does. If he perceives you as coming at him, he will come at you. So he lashed out last night at the pontiff on Truth Social, writing in part, quote, Pope Leo is weak on crime and terrible for foreign policy. I mean, he's not a politician. Okay, whatever. I don't want a pope, right?
Yeah, that fucking cool evil guy.
Because I'm doing exactly what I was elected in a landslide to do. Are you, Mr.
Evil.
President? Were you elected to start another Middle East war? I don't think so. President Trump reiterating his criticism of the Pope at Joint Base Andrews.
I say cool.
I don't think he's doing a very good job. He likes crime, I guess.
Nice.
I think he's doing a very good job.
He hit us thinking.
Yeah, what about him?
He's worried about fear. What about the fear when the ministers and the priests and the...
Dude, this kind of leans into my theory of how Trump just breaks their brains. So because Trump is wearing a red USA hat, I saw people theorizing that Trump is he's abandoned MAGA. He's done with MAGA. And this is a subtle shot. I am not kidding you. I saw these discussions on Twitter. They're like, he's abandoning MAGA. This is a subtle shot at MAGA because of all of the controversy. I'm like, Trump has worn this USA hat a ton of times. What are you talking about?
All of those great people that were arrested during COVID, and in many cases they're outside 10 feet apart, and they were arrested. So we don't like it. We don't like a pope that's going to say that it's okay to have a nuclear weapon. We don't want a pope that says crime is okay in our cities. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of Pope Leo. He's a very liberal person, and he's a man that doesn't believe in stopping crime. He's a man that doesn't think that we should be toying with a country that wants a nuclear weapon so they can blow up the world. So I'm not a fan of Pope Leo.
Now, it's not entirely clear what spurred Trump's wrath, but it does appear the president was made aware, in addition, I'm sure, of the recent criticism by the Pope, of a 60 Minutes report last night on the Pope's and the Catholic Church's opposition. First of all, yes, to the Iran war, but to war in general. The Catholic Church has been pretty clear on that. No one's tried to sugarcoat the Catholic Church's opposition to war. They're pretty big on Jesus and his teachings, which do not include promotion of war.
Well, hold on just a minute. Now, I really appreciate that, Megan. I'm going to be honest with you. I really, really appreciate that. I appreciate that you are very passionate about the teachings of Jesus and Christianity. And I'm very appreciative that you think that we need to take that very seriously and we need to hold Trump accountable. In fact, let's revisit when you were on NBC. Let's revisit this right here.
People with me on stage right now are all transgender kids who want others to know it is possible to transition socially with love and support and acceptance within a family and a community.
We hope to communicate by sharing our story with you and with folks is that this is real and it's cool.
A perfect example of the beauty that happens when a child is loved and fully embraced for who they are.
Thank you all for sharing your stories. It's an honor to know you.
It is beyond time to stand up to the trans lobby that means to deprive women of their spaces and rights.
But I am fascinated by the protection of women and understanding what we're getting in the Oval Office.
Another woman who has alleged groping, unwanted groping, by Donald Trump is with us back now with 3 of the 16 plus women who have accused President Trump of sexual misconduct. Trump is on record as saying he did this. And you are all familiar by this point with the Access Hollywood tape. I thank you so much for coming on and telling your stories.
Thank you for having us.
You bet.
I don't give a shit about Trump getting handsy with somebody 20 years ago.
That was the only reason.
I
It's
have this like
contractual.
crush from afar on Mark Levin.
sana gaib.
Is it this right here?
People with me on stage right now are all transgender kids who want others to know it is.
I've always loved him.
Whoa, I've never heard that. Holy shit.
I thank you so much for coming on and
about this. Trump is talking about this publicly. So, ladies and gentlemen, first, before we get to the China stuff, let's talk about the IRGC's, the Iranian regime's response. Breaking news. The IRGC has warned that, quote, any miscalculated move will trap the enemy in the deadly whirlpools of the Strait of Hormuz after Trump ordered a U.S. naval blockade of the very strategic waterway. They are threatening that the U.S. Navy will be trapped in a deadly series of whirlpools. Ladies and gentlemen, this is bad news. This has personally been one.
Guys, turn off some lights. Fucking kill myself. God, you're only on chapter 1? The lizard. What happens if you feed a chicken chicken?
Nice to be out of the sun, but wait for my eyes to adjust, will ya? Next time we take a break, I want to get my Leku
What if you die and go to heaven? God is there, and you're like, why did you fuck up my back? And God, he comes up to your ear and he whispers, remember that fucking ant you fucking tortured, you piece of shit?
Hale, check on Keeler and the others. See if they figured out anything with the artifact.
Sir, I'd like
What
to
would
hear
you do,
what
dog?
happened.
Follow orders.
What would you
I'll
say?
brief everyone later. I've sent for water and Colto, my lord. I'm sure the desert was agonizing, but we've been waiting for word. Any sign of Darth Silthar?
He didn't make it. He fell to the Sand People.
Looks
and
like
their
that's
servants.
a big caterpillar on his chin.
Damn it. We all felt it, but we weren't sure. We're not blasted Sith. Without Silthar, we're just archaeologists with guns. Without him, this whole expedition falls apart.
It isn't over yet. I know where to find the Zerka base.
What are you talking about?
Fuck? What the hell just happened? Is she a robot?
Gola.
Blast Hale, now's not the time.
The artifact. The one that Jawas found. It's got Kayla. We disabled the dampeners, and there was a flash.
What? Start containment procedures now.
Again, a teste vertine.
Your life is about to end.
Jacrosted jest, tegesh marwar.
Some kind of fucking Spanish?
Because I didn't want to sound crazy.
Yeah, what if it got announced that the people who made Baldur's Gate are making the new Knights of the Old Republic or whatever?
With which they can summon deadly whirlpools anywhere in the world's oceans whenever they want. If now they are officially threatening whirlpools that will suck in U.S. naval vessels, I think we have the proof. They, in fact, do have Poseidon's trident. It's an ancient relic, and it seems as if they've got it in their hands now. We need to be very scared about this. The whirlpools they're threatening, I don't even know. This morning, the Iranian regime, the president of Iran, his name is...
Those creatures, they were my team.
Sir, I think Perrin escaped. He was heading into the desert toward the tribal settlement.
Blast, we'll mourn later. You remember the sons of Palawa. You hit them hard in Mos Ila, but their main village is just a few clicks out. If that creature reaches them, this could get very ugly.
How did you come up with that?
Basic rule of xenoarchaeology. You don't unleash a foreign technology into a population center, especially one with a man-machine interface. Worst case, the technology that changed Perrin could replicate. Every person in the settlement could be transformed.
If it transforms them, so be it.
I don't care what your grudge is. We can't let an outbreak occur. Reclamation Service protocol for contaminated sites mandates atomic heat cleansing of everything within a 100-meter radius. We've got to store up baradium explosives for that purpose. Enough to obliterate the Sun's cave village. But I hope it won't come to that.
though. You want to bomb them, though.
We should have destroyed the tribals long ago.
You want to bomb clot
Get to
them?
the caves. Maybe you'll catch Perrin before he's transformed a whole army.
Masoud Pezeshkian held a meeting or phone call with Vladimir Putin of Mother Russia. Breaking news. During this phone call, he said this: Iran is ready for a balanced and fair agreement that guarantees stable peace and security. President Masoud Pezeshkian told his Russian counterpart, Putin, in a phone call this morning. This is coming out of the Iranian state media. Iran is ready for a balanced and fair agreement. What do you think they mean by that? When the Iranian regime says they're ready for a balanced and fair agreement, what they mean is complete and total unilateral control over news. They want to be able to let people in, shut people out as they see fit, charge fees and fines, entrance fees as they see fit. They also want to continue their nuclear weapons program. Now, of course, this is intolerable from the interests of President Trump of the United States, so I have a feeling this is not going to happen. But it's curious, this is the language that they are using. We want a balanced and fair agreement. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Unconditional surrender. Now, President Trump, he actually spoke a lot on Fox News this morning, breaking all of this down. Let's start going through some of these clips.
Well, they reacted, it was very interesting. It started off weak. They came in like they had the cards, but they don't have the cards. Their army, their whole...
That's just my humble opinion.
And they're extorting the world. We don't get our oil from there. We have so much, and one thing you said is...
I knew the Empire used dishonorable tactics, but the ghost of the desert, do you know what it does to people?
The transformation is impressive.
Within the first minute, that terror changed good villagers into murderous machines. There's a war going on in these caves. Now I'll give my brothers the chance to win by keeping you from interfering.
Alright, I'll be back.
To destroy those monsters, you'll need my help.
You began this feud. Why would you help now?
There's no challenge in fighting a doomed enemy.
If you really want to assist, I'll tell the others to let you through, at least until the crisis is over. If we destroy the ghosts fast enough, maybe we can stop them from replicating. But if even one survives, we start all over again.
I don't know if anybody heard it well, but we have boats pouring up to the United States. They'll be filling them up, and they'll be leaving, and they're going to be packed with the best oil. You can get light, sweet food. They're going to have the best oil that you can get. But so that's interesting, and it's great because we have a lot of oil. We don't get any. I mean, literally last year was 1%. We did that as a favor. We don't need the Strait. But other countries do. And I will tell you, while we're on the subject, we're very disappointed with NATO. We're very, very disappointed that they didn't come. Now they want to come and they want to help with the Strait, and it won't take long to clean it out. So we're going to clean out the Strait, and they'll be able to use the Strait in not too long a distance. But we had a very intensive negotiation, and toward the end it got very friendly, and we got just about every point we needed, except for the fact that they refused to give up their nuclear ambition. And that's the only point, frankly, for me. That was the most important point by far.
It's so funny. I'm going to say it again. I already did a 3-minute monologue about this earlier on in today's program. We have been hearing from so many talking heads, podcast hosts, members of the media that Iran never had any nuclear weapon ambitions. They had a fatwa. They weren't even allowed to do it. They never wanted to do it. Nuclear weapons, well, never even hinted. Guys, they already have weapons-grade enriched uranium, up to 60+% with which you can make nuclear weapons. They have admitted to this. The U.S. intelligence assessments have confirmed this. The IAEA, International Atomic Energy Agency, has confirmed this. The Iranian regime, 3 weeks ago, publicly, in an English interview on MSNBC, they admitted to it themselves. It's not like within the realm of speculation whether or not the Iranian regime had intentions of making nuclear weapons. Of course they did. They have admitted to it publicly. We've got 3, maybe more, different sources confirming this. It's not even up for debate. Now, President Trump was on Fox here, breaking all this down.
And this is a key point, Mr. President. For those people out there who have not been following it as closely, can you explain to those people why it was critical for the United States to go into Iran? Can you articulate what was behind that move that was so important for the U.S. to go into Iran?
Yeah, so easy. The easiest question you've asked me so far. They can't have nuclear weapons. They have nuclear. They want to enrich what they have. They want to enrich more. As you know, we knocked out with the B-2 bombers. Had we not knocked that out, they would have had a nuclear weapon within 1 month after we knocked out. In other words, that the B-2, the beautiful B-2 bombers, totally obliterated their 3 sites. They have 3 sites. And they are now deep in the earth with, tons of rock. Now, that material should be gotten, but we have cameras on it. We have satellites with Space Force. That was one of my beauties, Space Force. So important. But we're watching every single aspect of that area. They can't move without us knowing exactly what's going on. But it's deep down, and it takes a long time to get it out. It's an amazing attack. Had we not done that, they would have had, within 1 month from that day, they would have had a nuclear weapon. If they had a nuclear weapon, they would have used it on Israel and the Middle East. Look, they went after 5 countries that were sort of neutral, I guess. I don't know how friendly they were, but they weren't in the line of attack. They dropped on UAE probably 1,800 missiles. They dropped on Saudi Arabia a lot, and they dropped on Qatar a lot. They dropped on Bahrain. I mean,
They fired suicide drones at Azerbaijan. What the hell did Azerbaijan do to anybody? Nothing. They tried to blow up their airport. They sent at minimum 2 suicide drones at the Azerbaijani airport. What did Azerbaijan do? They've launched that I can remember, 4 different ballistic missiles on 4 different occasions at Turkey, at a NATO base in eastern Turkey. What has Turkey done? Nothing. And so, if you're questioning whether or not really the Iranian regime is, in fact, psychotic, yeah. Personally, I would not want these people having a nuclear weapon, given they have nuclear weapon delivery systems, ballistic missiles, both continental and intercontinental systems. The Iranian regime also, they got caught lying halfway through this war about 2.5 weeks ago. They said, going into this, for a very long time, they said, we only have ballistic missiles capable of firing 2,000 kilometers. We have no interest in making ballistic missiles that are even capable of firing further than 2,000 kilometers. Well, 2.5 or 3 weeks into this conflict, guess what? They started firing intercontinental ballistic missiles on an island. It's called Diego Garcia. That is about 4,500 kilometers off of the coast of Iran. That's a little bit curious. I thought the Iranian regime didn't have missiles that are capable of shooting that far. Then why are they shooting missiles that far? I'm curious, right? The Iranian regime, guess what? They are psychotic. They are liars. They are liars. They have lied about everything. At this point, they've been caught like red-handed in 6 different ways. Some people still ignore this reality.
For years, I've had to listen to them say, death to America, right? They say, death to America, death to Israel, America to Satan. China can say...
Of oil that had previously been exiting through that Hormuz is now getting pumped out through these various other pipelines throughout the Middle East. So, much to the dismay of the Iranian regime, their plan to disrupt global oil supply, hasn't exactly gone the way they had hoped. Almost 70% of that initial oil volume is still making its way out through all the pipelines. But then, of course,
the ghosts of the desert are gone, and the wind is still. The village is secure.
All right. Incinerate the corpses.
Yes, brother.
You saved our village. You know the sands well.
I don't need your gratitude, Tribal.
No, I imagine you don't. It will take time to rebuild the settlement. Time we shouldn't spend in pointless battle. You acted honorably, and the blood feud can end.
Don't tell me you want to be my friend.
No. Only to remember you as an honorable foe from a battle long past. However, I can't help suspecting you caused this attack. Intentionally or not, you awakened the desert's terrors. Leave our settlement. Leave Tatooine altogether. Never let us see you here again.
the United States of America have stepped up. That's us, by the way, and we have actually... Ladies and gentlemen, President Trump's blockade of the Strait of Hormuz is now in full effect as of this morning, just a couple hours ago, in fact. And I'll tell you what, the Iranian regime has already lost control of this entire situation. Folks, President Trump has called the Iranian regime's Hormuzian bluff, if you will allow me to call it that, and now they are absolutely panicking. Let's go ahead and break it all down. We got the news this morning just in. U.S. officially begins the blockade of all ships entering or exiting the Strait of Hormuz. Correct the record. It's not all ships, it's certain specific ships, any ships that are coming from an Iranian harbor carrying an Iranian payload, or any ship that is registered with the nation of Iran. We're going to break that down. That's a very important distinction to make. Let's get through the news here. Iran is now desperate because of this blockade.
The blockade in the Strait of Hormuz, it's underway. U.S. Central Command issuing a note warning the blockade applies to all vessel traffic regardless of the flag. And they write this: any vessel entering or departing the blockaded area without authorization is subject to interception, diversion, and capture. The blockade will not impede neutral transit passage through the Strait of Hormuz
That's right.
to or from non-Iranian destinations. So
that is right.
Everybody's clear.
Very clear distinction to be made. A lot of people are misconstruing exactly what this blockade is. This blockade is only a blockade against Iranian-aligned vessels. Vessels shipping Iranian oil from an Iranian harbor to some other country around the world. Perhaps, I don't know, China comes to mind. Let's keep on breaking all this down. Breaking, the U.S. military has officially begun this morning its blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. Details include: 1. The United States of America says the blockade will be enforced impartially against vessels of all nations entering and departing Iranian ports and Iranian coastal areas. 2. U.S. forces will not...
Are the power readings stable?
Yes, sir. The stasis field's online.
Keep it that way. I don't want the artifact powering up again. You're looking all right. You caught up with that monster?
The ghosts of the desert live no more.
I'll take that as an affirmative. And I'm glad you could spare the village. No one deserves that. Those artifacts Zerka found, they must be capable of infecting people, transforming them. I don't know why you'd build a device like that. But some species did long before humans lived on Tatooine. And the Reclamation Service has the job of bringing those artifacts home. Are you with us?
Sounds like you've got your fire back, Captain.
I had my moment of doubt. I saw Keela, Perrin, and Ban die because of it. What we've just experienced, the artifact powering on the takeover.
The base is in...
I think we have it, sir. The natives' forbidden zone is in Sector 22G. I can start outfitting a probe immediately. Once you're in position, use this signal device to call the droid. It will launch from here.
In the meantime, we've got friends to bury.
Impede freedom of navigation for vessels transiting the Strait of Hormuz to and from non-Iranian ports. Very important to make note of that. 3. Prior to this blockade, Iranian ports were largely operational, with Iran itself exporting over 2 million barrels of oil per day. What's the dollar value of that? Right around $140 million per day. Ladies and gentlemen, to be very clear, over the last 5.5 weeks that this war has been raging on, the Iranian regime, although they have been shutting down the Hormuz, they themselves have still been sending out their own oil through the Hormuz to many of their allies like China, to the tune of $140 million per day. Seriously, Trump has shut it down. Now he's flipping it. Actually, now everyone else is allowed to go through, but Iran is not. He has flipped this sort of blockade dynamic, if that makes sense. 4. A successful blockade of Iranian ports would cut off the majority of the already restricted oil exports from the region. U.S. gas prices are now expected to rise to $4.25 per gallon, very temporarily so. I have a feeling this thing is coming to an end. Iran, in response, says U.S. restrictions on vessels in international waters are illegal and constitute piracy. This is a statement from the Iranian regime not too long ago. Iran launched a blockade on other ships in the Persian Gulf. In response, the USA launched a blockade on Iranian ships and anyone using an Iranian port. Iran then, in response this morning, said U.S. restrictions on vessels in international waters is illegal. Oh, is that right, Iran? Oh, now you are concerned about international maritime law. Well, isn't that timing a little bit convenient and peculiar? Donald Trump this morning, he made a Truth Social post saying this: 34 ships went through the Strait of Hormuz yesterday, which is by far the highest number since this foolish closure began. President Donald J. Trump. Why did Trump say this? Trump is saying, well, listen, yes, now the U.S. blockade is in effect. We're using the U.S. Navy to enforce that, but as long as you're not an Iranian-associated ship, you can go on through. Other ships are still going through. You just can't go through if you are Iranian or carrying an Iranian payload, etc.
Displaying all authorized destinations.
President Trump went on to say earlier this morning, he said, Iran's navy is now laying at the bottom of the sea, completely obliterated. 158 ships, in fact. What we have not hit are their small number of what they call fast attack ships, because we did not consider them much of a threat. Warning, if any of these ships come anywhere close to our blockade, they will be immediately eliminated using the same system of kill that we use against the drug dealers on boats at sea. It is quick.
I don't know, but I don't think they would take it.
8.2% of drugs coming into the U.S. by ocean.
If they saw it, I don't think they would take it.
Thank you for your attention to this matter. So President Trump issuing another
The pen marks or whatever.
Hey, stay away. Don't you dare consider trying to undermine our blockade. Now, what does this blockade look like? Well, we have a report saying 15 individual U.S. warships are present in the region to support this blockade on Iran. And I love this verbiage because this is exclusively and specifically a blockade against Iran. Is the United States blockading Omani tankers or Saudi Arabian tankers? The United States blockading Iraqi, Kuwaiti,
I know.
Iranian, or Emirati?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a scenario like that for me.
Straight into the Persian Gulf? No, we are only blockading tankers that are in some way are affiliated or associated with Iran. Just to make that very clear. Breaking, U.S. President Donald Trump has warned that
you have to
any
check that.
Iranian ships
If they allow that.
U.S. naval blockade around Iran will be immediately eliminated. And when President Trump says something, I think we have taken that as word. President Trump's blockade of the Hormuz has been in effect, as of right now, for right around 6 hours. It went into effect 6 hours ago, earlier this morning. And guess what? Despite the Iranian regime promising, very publicly so, that there would be a harsh response
Can you
if
hear me, my
Trump
lord?
and if the U.S. Navy...
There's a sandstorm interfering with communications, but I wanted to report. The droids locked onto an underground power signature.
What if a huge wave of water just came through the window in front of you and just destroyed everything? Your computer and all that shit. What would you do? You got insurance, right? For your computer? Damn, dog.
I don't appreciate dramatic pauses.
Patching it through now. Is this thing working? Last. Security Officer Gromick here. I'm the last man out. We've been ordered to seal Zerka's secret weapons divisions. The base was compromised. We thought, okay. They lost the whole base. Imagine that. We've got fragmented. We both know.
I'll return.
If you were to blockade the Hormuz, guess what?
Whoa.
Absolutely nothing has happened. The Iranian regime has done
Some fucking wizard.
They haven't done a damn thing. President Trump, what does this mean? President Trump, the United States of America, is...
Yeah, what is that, dude? Fucking Rancor.
In fact, I've got something I would like all of you to take a look at. This is going to blow your mind. Just in earlier this morning, an oil tanker carrying Iranian oil...
Is it that thing you fight in the second
China
Force Unleashed?
was reportedly forced to turn around this morning as
Bro,
it
what are
attempted
you
to leave
talking
Hormuz.
about?
It ran directly into the U.S. naval blockade. We turned them back. you're not coming out. Chinese tanker carrying Iranian oil.
That thing fucking eats Wranglers for breakfast, dog.
Now, President Trump has the U.S. Navy turning back even Chinese tanker vessels. Everybody knows the Iranians, the Chinese.
You'll get killed by the sandworms,
Trump
dog.
is not playing games. We'll either blow your vessel up, or we'll send, I don't know what, some type of special operations team to land on the top of the vessel and commandeer the vessel entirely. We saw that recently, a couple months ago, off the coast of Venezuela. Happened numerous times. So, ladies and gentlemen, given the totality of circumstances here, personally, I think it is fair to say that it won't be long before the Iranian regime comes crawling back to negotiating table. Pressure is now being massively applied to China. The Iranian regime now, by nature of this blockade that went into effect 6 hours ago, has now lost somewhere in the ballpark of $140 million of revenue per day now that they can no longer ship off all the market illicit oil through the Hormuz. Trump has totally called their bluff. He's shut them down. And you know what? Thank God. America first. Now, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of the Iranian regime coming...
It fucking died because it was too goddamn big, dude.
It seems as if that is actually exactly what is happening. Before we talk about this next story, what I would love to say is, if you're new to the show, make sure to hit that like button and make sure to subscribe, because it really does help a lot. I don't ask for much, that's all I ask for. Thank you very much. Let's get on to our next massive story. Okay, it's a big day today, folks.
What do the dune sandworms eat?
Ladies and gentlemen, much to absolutely no one's surprise, it seems as if the Iranian regime has, kid you not, already caved to President Trump's immense pressure with his new Hormuz blockade. And now the Iranian regime, well, guess
How
what?
the fuck did they get so big?
President Trump on the cell phone, literally begging him to make a deal. Really, the Iranian regime right now is begging to surrender. We have a lot to talk about insofar as this topic goes. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of news to go through. Let's break it down. New. Mediators will continue talks with the United States and Iran in the upcoming days, in the next couple days, in an effort to bridge the remaining gaps and reach a deal. So this would be the Pakistanis, the mediators. They are still trying to reach a deal between Iran and the United States. We have a quote here. The door is not closed yet. Both sides are continuing to bargain. They say it's like a bazaar, like a market. They are bargaining, they're haggling still. What sort of deal can be reached? Well, another report.
The Star Destroyers. They're out destroying stars.
Still weighing a U.S. proposal to end the war centered on abandoning uranium enrichment. Whoa, that's big news. The recent talks...
Why wasn't Starkiller Base called Star Destroyer? Because it literally destroys a star.
Stalled as Iranian officials couldn't securely reach decision makers back home in Tehran. And would like
it's not for...
go home, return home,
It's not for what it does, dude?
finalize a deal, according to the New York Post. This, if you think about it, makes sense. So you have these Iranian, it was Galibab.
Bro, it fucking sucked it up and destroyed it.
In person just a day and a half ago with Kushner, Witkoff, and J.D. Vance. And they didn't feel comfortable. The Iranian representatives didn't feel comfortable signing on to a concrete deal because they needed to run this deal by the real shot callers back in Iran. Why couldn't they pick up a cell phone? Why couldn't they just send them a text message? Well, it's because we've spent the last 5 weeks blowing the living hell out of every single communication apparatus inside of Iran. There's probably also, from the Iranian point of view, some security concerns. If somebody picks up a phone, maybe, the U.S. or Israel, we can then pinpoint their exact location. So they wanted to go back and talk to them in person to see if the U.S. offers or proposal was agreeable. Seems like they might be. Seems like now that they've had those conversations back at home in Tehran, seems like they might be working out a deal here. Iranian officials are still considering the U.S. proposal to end the war centered around giving up uranium enrichment. Folks, I just want to quickly pause and put this in.
Whoa, what is that thing?
If Trump is able to negotiate a deal with the Iranians in which they give up uranium enrichment, they give up the enriched uranium stockpile, and the Hormuz is reopened for all to come and go, that is an undeniable, unequivocal victory.
You're gonna have to do all this shit over again if you die.
United States victory and dominance looks like. We got rid of the nuclear. The Hormuz is reopened. Iran is no longer in charge of the Hormuz. We win. That is the win condition. This report goes on to say, one thing affecting why Iran could make a deal while the U.S. was in Pakistan, while Vance called Trump's during the negotiations over 6 times,
I said nice, dude.
could not call their final decision maker back in Iran due to security risks. Makes sense. And likely they would have to return home back to Iran to discuss the agreement or the potential agreement, the stipulations of the negotiations in person. And this is coming from a Pakistani political analyst. Seems to make sense. And now they've returned home, and now we might have some breaking developments. There is And this is coming from a Pakistani political analyst. Seems to make sense. And now they've returned home, and now we might have some breaking developments. There is continued engagement between the U.S. delegation and Iran's leaders, officials have now told CBS News this morning. One U.S. official said there is, quote, forward motion on trying to get to an agreement. Trump said this morning, quote, we've been called by the other side and they want to make a deal very badly. When I said it seems like the Iranian regime is ready to capitulate, it seems like they are ready to surrender. In fact, it seems like they are ready to hand over their highly enriched uranium, weapons-grade uranium. They're willing to hand it over, seems to be the case, and also shut down their entire enrichment program. Seems to be the case. They're calling President Trump this morning saying, we want to make a deal very badly. This is what capitulation, complete and total capitulation looks like from the Iranian side of the aisle. We have a video from President Trump this morning. Is now officially in full effect as of this morning. And guess what? China, that is the CCP, is pretty much melting down right this very moment. They know that President Trump has just geopolitically outsmarted them yet again. In fact, boy, oh boy, do I have a lot of news to share with you today. Ladies and gentlemen, first off, this morning we got the confirmation that an oil tanker carrying Iranian oil destined for China was actually forced to turn around once it came face to face with the U.S. naval blockade. The days during which the Iranian regime gets to continue shipping illicit black market oil to China, undermining the U.S. dollar, have officially come to an end. The blockade is in full effect.
The dog, the innocence.
121 empty oil tankers are now heading to the United States of America as President Trump urges countries hit by the Strait of Hormuz disruption to buy American energy. Well, would you look at that? Let's take a listen to this.
121 oil tankers are making their way to the United States. Countries squeezed by Iran's disruption of the Strait of Hormuz to turn to American energy supplies instead. Well, it would appear perhaps they are obliging him. They are listening to Trump. The president told Fox, quote, China can send their ships
Dude, you proud of yourself?
China can send their ships to Venezuela while also saying that empty oil carrying ships
Such a fucking genius, dude. You should write a book.
to the U.S. to load up. That
ladies and gentlemen, real quick, I need to be President Trump is rubbing in this situation.
I'd fucking do the attack while you're in midair.
Maritime tanker vessels out of the Hormuz attempting to carry Iranian oil, illicit black market oil, from Iran to China. Now we're turning them back, saying, we're shutting that down. At the same time, President Trump is coming on out here.
You're just killing the natives, though.
China, ni hao ma. President Trump here. Hey, I understand you have just lost access to your favorite oil supplier, the Iranian regime. I have a counter proposal. How about you send your tankers over to the Gulf of America and you load up with American oil? We have got the best oil anywhere in the world, China. Come on over. Oh, what's that? You lost access to your beloved Iranian oil? Well, why don't you come on over to the United States and buy oil from us for a reasonable price? And you know China is not happy one bit about it. Speaking of China being upset, we got this report as well today. Saudi Arabian oil shipments to China are set to drop as much as 50% as the war in the Middle East, the war against Iran, disrupts oil flows. China was losing half of their Saudi Arabian oil. China has now lost 100% of their Iranian oil. China right now.
Dr. Sopran here. We finished our initial catalog of the cave artifacts, which register as over 20,000 years old. You think that would narrow down the possible creators, wouldn't you? There weren't many societies capable of space travel in that period. But I can't find any society or species that fits these criteria. Even
yeah, but she looked good, man.
Isn't comparable. Anyway, Dr. Larrick and I will study the primary device and assign lesser relics to the others to keep them busy. Hopefully, we'll find something useful. Zerka's going to make a fortune off this stuff if we can figure it out. End log.
See this sand planet and these sand dunes? Imagine your character is like microscopic, and this is my ball sack during the summer. I don't know, dude. I don't know, dude. Gotta moisturize, you know what I'm saying? Dog, you don't put lotion on your nutsack, dog?
This is Director Antayan speaking. As you know, workers' safety is one of Zerka's top priorities, and we take accidents seriously. Therefore,
your balls are going to be hanging below your knees soon, dog.
We are implementing a new policy. Anyone wishing to perform a physical inspection of the device must get written authorization from myself and Dr. Daigo. Research using droids and remote scanners may continue normally. Please note that this does not affect our division's overall schedule.
I was having a massive domestic economic energy crisis. Their economy is on the brink of collapse. They are melting down. They are not happy. We had a statement from China, Hama. Breaking news this morning, China has called for unobstructed navigation through the Strait of Hormuz a day after U.S. President Donald J. Trump threatened to blockade.
Dog, the liberals by-election, dog.
China, Guo Jiakun, said keeping the strait secure.
They have a majority, dog. They won by-elections.
The international community.
Don't ask me what that means because I don't know. Nice. Hey, what do you think of that, dog?
I want my concerns on the record before more people get hurt. I'm worried about the device.
Damn.
Its energy readings keep fluctuating, and it appears to be trying to link with the lesser artifacts. I think it's a weapon, maybe a bomb. Sopran's theory about it being a Gree Enclave creation, I'm
Bro, there's a fish. There's a fish with like human lips and like fucking human teeth, dude. Like, what the fuck? I don't know what it's called. Fuck, is there life there? Nice. Like, what are these animals, though? Are these indigenous to the planet or whatever?
Well, Dr. Lyric is gone. He's put in for a transfer and is heading back to Anchorhead, taking one of the lesser relics with him. Good riddance. He was a pain to work with. Still. Lyric's theory about an ancient infinite empire and a master alien species was fringe science at best, but some of his data makes sense. I'm going to run a new series of tests tomorrow, using a remote arm to open up the device. We'll see where it goes from there.
You seen that movie, that movie where they just like smile or whatever? There's two movies, right? Can you watch both of them? So what is the thing? Like, what is it? shit. No, I don't care. So what, everyone got fucked?
This is Director Antaean to all Zerka employees. Please listen and remain calm. A few minutes ago, we experienced a minor equipment failure in the main laboratory. As a precaution, we are initiating lockdown procedures. Do not attempt to override the system, so the computers will respond with force. Stay where you are, and you'll be alerted when the situation resolves.
Tasmen jetzt fulpa, gegal jestenti.
Oh, okay, let me make sure I'm properly understanding this situation. China really didn't give a damn about the common interest of the international community or free and fair maritime traffic when Iran was blockading everyone in the Hormuz other than Chinese vessels. It is only now that the United States has stepped in to really complete that blockade, firmly shutting down Chinese vessels attempting to acquire Iranian oil. Only now is China upset about this Hormuzian problem. Ah, you can't help but notice the timing, China. Another report here. In a direct message to the Trump administration and the United States Navy, China's defense minister, Admiral Dong Jun, says Chinese ships will continue transiting the Strait of Hormuz through agreements with Iran, and warns the Chinese defense minister is now warning the U.S. not to meddle in our affairs. Also from Dong's statement, 1, he says Chinese ships are currently moving in and out of the waters of the Strait of Hormuz. Well, not anymore. Now they're all getting turned back, and we've got the proof of that. Number 2, Dong confirms China has existing trade and energy agreements with Iran that China will respect.
Intruders! Take them out! No one can know where he is.
I was in the office today. I got home. I fucking tried to do my workout. I had to fucking do that and then eat. So...
China is now warning the U.S. Navy not to meddle in their affairs.
I gotta fucking read it, man. What,
Iranian shutdown of the Hormuz for 5 weeks. Really? They're saying rules for me, but not for me. They're saying China.
Wait, are you already done with the third book or whatever already?
Everybody else, we don't really give a damn about it. How do you think President Trump is going to respond to this? Well, not positive. Trump issued a statement this morning. Allegedly, he had a conversation with
Bro, dude, I don't know. I gotta fucking... I gotta do like a big session.
While the Chinese defense minister, Dong, is publicly issuing threats and demands that we all know he cannot back up or enforce, Trump Trump seems to be having
maybe a fucking chapter.
And China's Xi Jinping wants this entire
Like
dynamic
2 or 3 chapters a day.
The Chinese are behaving a little bit like the Iranians. Publicly, they're acting tough. They're giving ultimatums and threats. Behind closed doors, please, Mr. Trump, we need to bring this thing to an end.
Oh, I like to just lie down.
Ladies and gentlemen, President Trump has both of these, I'm going to call them delinquent nations, both Iran, the Iranian regime, and the CCP, exactly where he wants them. The Iranian regime effectively tried to have their cake and eat it too. The Iranian regime closed Strait of Hormuz while still allowing
But the brain rots my brain, dog. How am I supposed to read if my brain is rotten? So when you wake up, the first thing you touch is the book.
Nobody better mess with us now.
Or you pick up your phone and you're on the book.
Really, let's find out who ends up becoming the biggest loser. Spoiler, who is that biggest loser? Well, it's Chinese Defense Minister Dong and really the rest of the entire CCP, China. And now, President Trump's blockade, the Iranian regime's decision has totally collapsed down to 2 options. The Iranian regime only has 2 options as I
It's not fair, dog. You can't compare yourself to me, dog.
Terms, nuclear concessions, free passage throughout the Strait of Hormuz, and constraints on
You have an unfair advantage, dog.
preserve the economic infrastructure that sustains the regime's power base. What I mean by
You're
that is
white.
if the deal falls through, they disagree, they refuse to capitulate to President Trump's demands, he's going to start blowing up power plants.
It's not a fair advantage.
So that's option 1. Option number 2 that the Iranian regime currently has is they reject the U.S. U.S. naval blockade that entirely severs their oil export to China and costs the Iranian regime somewhere around 140
They say that again.
by nature of shutting down their oil export, ultimately grinding their domestic economy to a halt, and furthermore, creates conditions for really the total collapse of the regime. What do you think is going to happen to
That's why you had a black friend, right?
if they've got no more income? If Trump shuts down the Hormuz and they can't continue pumping out oil to China?
Did he? I don't know that.
Revolt or rise up or abandon their posts. Who knows? Now, of course, option 1 for the Iranian regime is admittedly humiliating for them.
Bro, what the fuck do you mean? You fucking finished the book in like a couple days. Like, how the fuck can I read better than you when you fucking read it so
The
quickly?
outcome here is actually almost predetermined, I think it's safe to say, because the U.S.
I
has
imagine
already
most
begun
people, if they read out
establishing
loud,
physical
they'll sound
control of the
retarded.
Hormuz,
I don't read out loud. If I did, I'd sound fucking
This
autistic.
is what President Trump's naval blockade is designed to do. And like I said, the blockade has been in effect for 6 hours so far, maybe 7 now. And the Iranians, they haven't done anything about it because they can't do anything about it, which is why it seems like they're begging to make a deal now.
What do you want me to say, dude?
President Trump's naval blockade,
Can't fucking read a book in a couple minutes.
previous claims of total control of the Hormuz and application of per vessel fees, charging each vessel individually to transit the Hormuz. Well,
Dog, my Lego takes away time
and it's because
it requires me to read another book. How many fucking books do I have to fucking read?
It's only a matter of time.
I will save it.
Capitulate completely to President Trump's demands. And the reason why is because the Iranian regime absolutely cannot afford to lose their economic ties.
Bro, are you just fucking killing people, dude? Like, what the fuck?
Risk creating circumstances or an environment inside of their own country in which members of the Iranian
Can't fucking do that, dude.
arms and surrender on their own on an individual level, or conditions under which the Iranian
Dog, those are war crimes, dog. You can't do that.
most importantly, if the Iranian regime gets cut off from China,
Dude, you're using fucking chemical weapons, bro. What the fuck are you doing?
that
Oh, that's actually them, dude. Nice. Where'd you fucking learn that from, dog?
Attempted to surrender. President Trump of the United States of America. All of this stuff is happening today. It's there's another.
You learned that from Saddam Hussein, Gaddafi.
This one is
It's them, dog, not me.
domestic issue. Like I said, we've got something to talk about as it pertains to domestic violence. Before we get to it, ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. It really means a lot.
Yeah, lightsabers in this game, they look funny when they're fighting. Just looks like a fucking stick.
Today, ladies and gentlemen, we've had some pretty big declassification. Let's go ahead and pull this up. Ladies and gentlemen, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard has just dropped the definitive, inarguable proof that, guess what, President Trump's impeachments during his first term in the White House were nothing more, as a matter of fact, than a Democrat hoax, and that the Democrats attempted also to undermine the 2020 election with fake intelligence. And right now, I'll tell you what, the Democrat establishment in Washington, D.C. is absolutely panicking.
Yeah, what if Trump got assassinated and Iran claimed responsibility?
Let's break it all down and officially set the record straight. We got the confirmation from Tulsi Gabbard earlier this morning. She posted that newly declassified records expose how deep state actors within the intelligence community concocted a false narrative that then Congress used to usurp the will of the American people and impeach the newly elected president Donald Trump in 2018.
A lot of people are saying his assassination attempt was faked. Whoa! What do you mean?
Ladies and gentlemen, let's break it down. Today, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard has released previously unseen documents that reveal how elements inside of the intelligence community helped create a narrative that was then used
Oh, I never heard that.
President
It's a
Donald J.
teleprompter.
Trump in 2019. The whistleblower complaint that triggered the impeachment process of Donald Trump at that point was based almost entirely on second-hand information and contained zero first-hand evidence about President Trump's July 2019 telephone conversation with Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky.
Oh,
Now,
look at this
former
fucking
intelligence
mathematician
community
here,
inspector
dude.
general
Tell me
Michael
all.
Atkinson conducted only a very preliminary review of this information. He interviewed just 4 people, the whistleblower, one of the whistleblower's friends, and 2 other character references who had no direct knowledge of this phone call at all whatsoever that was then used, misrepresented, and leveraged to impeach President
Bro, what if the
Trump.
species needs to wear glasses? Like, what the fuck?
Openly stated themselves in the initial complaint form
Holy
that he
fuck.
or she had no direct knowledge of the confidential communications made by President Trump. One witness admitted
Dog, what depth are you at?
the actual transcript of the call, he or she would not have reached the same conclusion as the whistleblower and had
Nice,
to
dude.
read between the lines to perceive a
Wait, are you gonna get to Challenger Deep, Titanic?
You help me, I'll help you, which is what they accused President Trump. It was all a hoax. It was all fake. It was all fabricated.
Nice, dude.
This very same key witness was a co-author of the 2017 Intelligence Community Assessment on Russian election interference. This very same person, often referred to as the Russia hoax, and also had worked closely with former FBI agent Peter Strzok, the whistleblower. This is just...
Dude, for me, it's like trying to push a basketball down into the water, dog.
The whistleblower this whistleblower, was a registered Democrat who had worked closely with
I can only get about like 10 feet down, and then it just shoots back up.
Related matters and had traveled with him in the past to Ukraine. Truly astounding. It goes on. The whistleblower initially lied to the Inspector General's office by denying any contacts with Congress before filing the complaint, later admitting the contract only after media reports had appeared. Inspector General Atkinson knew from the very beginning of this investigation that an official transcript of a Trump-Zelensky phone call existed, yet he never requested or reviewed it during his investigation.
Of course you can't, dude.
The Inspector General knew the transcript of the phone call existed. He didn't care.
Yeah, and then they'll fucking torture me, fucking harvest my organs, I guess.
It was all based off of a second-hand whistleblower that hadn't even seen the transcript or listened into the phone call themselves. They made it up. The Department of Justice reviewed the allegations and concluded that there was no campaign finance violation and zero base for criminal action. Despite this, the Department of Justice also determined that the complaint did not meet the legal definition of an urgent concern, and also did not require any transmission.
How long do you think you would last
because there was no problem
if you had no shoes and socks?
Despite this guidance, however, from the Department of Justice, Inspector General Atkinson ignored it and forwarded this complaint to Congress anyway. It makes you mad. It gets your blood boiling, doesn't it? This is just...
You're gonna burn off.
Insane. This makes Watergate look like nothing. Atkinson's office later changed the whistleblower complaint form to remove the previous requirement that complaints be based on first-hand knowledge. Initially, a complaint form required first-hand knowledge. Atkinson knew that his key witness, this whistleblower, did not in fact have first-hand knowledge, so he changed the form to allow second-hand knowledge.
You should ask your dad, dude. He knows all about humidity.
Claimed that additional information supported the whistleblower's allegations. That was a lie. The newly released documents showed that this claim was not accurate.
He tried to make a point about, like, yo, if you hold your hand above a barbecue.
Stated that these actions demonstrate
that was fucking hilarious.
Actors within the intelligence community weaponized official government intelligence processes to undermine.
If you hold your hand above a fucking barbecue, it doesn't sweat.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is just really a confirmation of everything that
I don't know, dude.
Thank God. God bless
was funny.
For officially releasing this information. Many of us over here on the right, we have been getting called crazy nutjob conspiracy theorists for talking about this entire narrative for the better half of a decade now. Remember, the impeachment was in 2019, but this investigation was going on for years before that. And of course, do you think this narrative tied into how the 2020 election played out? Of course.
Your dad is the ultimate rage baiter.
Now we know bogus charges. Of course, that impacts the way that Americans vote. How many people do you think said, well, I'm not going to vote for Trump in 2020 because he got impeached? Quid pro quo with the Russians. I don't want to vote for him now. Of course, this had an impact on that election, and that was the explicit desire, the objective of these corrupt members of the deep state, really the entire Democrat apparatus, and now we have the proof. This is no longer within the realm of conspiracy theory. No, this is a matter of fact. Guess what? All of us got proven right yet again. America first. So, ladies and gentlemen, there is the big Tulsi Gabbard intelligence declassification bombshell today. We got the content. And thank God, now we can stop feeling crazy every day. Well, maybe I'm gonna keep on feeling crazy every day, and that's not gonna stop. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point in the show, what I would like to do is take a look and see what you fine members of the audience have to say about all this. We've got almost 20,000 members of the audience today. Good Lord. Thank you all for being here.
Whoa.
let's go ahead and pull up these super chats. I think I might have them ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh,
thank
that
you
was
all for giving me
Guido,
a lot of
dog.
good news. Seriously, it's a big good news day.
Yeah, dog. Guido. Guido's cousin.
Trump. Really, imagine betting against the United States of America. Imagine betting against all of us, patriotic Americans. You're gonna lose, and that's what happens. They keep
Fucking look the same, dude. What the fuck can I say?
Yes, they do, and we keep on winning. Thank you very much. Okay, I've got the super chats pulled up. I've got them up here on YouTube. And, oh, what must I? You know what I must do. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. And we've got a couple of them here. The very first super chat of the day that I see. Dates,
when I try to crack my back or my hip, holy fuck, it hurts.
For the Trump administration. If you are a fan of mass deportations, give me a 1 in the live audience if you are.
Like I'm torquing it
I think that you are going
to get the pop or the fucking crack. It fucking hurts. But it feels like it has to pop or crack.
My lord, you're back. I wasn't expecting you to be so quick.
Your power is impressive, even among the Sith.
I'm sure you want to rest up, but I'd like to hear. Did you find the artifacts?
All these people have weird
a
tans.
Trapped in one of the devices. It's been buried under the desert all this time.
Could you communicate with the creature? Is it... Can we talk to it?
The alien was too dangerous to live. I had to destroy it.
I understand. I've heard stories. Service members discover ancient droids, lost colonies. It never ends well. Still, we've got one artifact, and there's always Zerka's records. It's a victory, if not one for the history books. With Darth Silthar gone, I am in charge. You ever need our help, you know where to find me.
Ratatouille? Have you ever had ratatouille, dog? Oh. You just say to me, dog?
You're not without skill, Captain. I'll remember your offer.
You're too kind, my lord. Safe journeys out there. Once you start seeing them,
Isn't
they
there,
tend
like,
to start looking back.
in the movie, like there was some meat. But there weren't like pepperoni slices in that? Dog, you're white and you're... Don't fucking tell me you don't know Ratatouille. Bro, your fucking parents used to cook it for you every fucking Sunday. It's just Italian. And it's called Ratatouille. Ratatouille. No. Say Ratatouille with a fucking Italian fucking accent. Ratatouille. No, Ratatouille. That is fucking Italian. Ratatouille. Why are you fucking lying to me, dude? No, you didn't Google shit. Of course they do, dude. We're talking old school Italians here, dog. How do you spell bolognese? Why the fuck they make the G silent, dog? Yeah, because Italians make things silent too, dog. Ooh. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of cope, dog. Oh, you had that tonight, dude. Bolognese? There you go.
Displaying all authorized destinations.
It's fucking Italian. No, you're saying it fucking gay. You're saying it gay. You gotta say it Italian. Ratatouille. Ratatouille. Fuck, man.
Travel route is confirmed.
You're supposed to go to the whorehouse. Yo, dog, Darth Lotak Afla has to get his balls licked, dog. It's a fucking robot. The fucking Yeti. Oh, I'm a fucking loser. I'm a loser. Whoa.
Today's news. Now, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, today is going to be one hell of a show. We have like 5 massive, huge topics to break down today, and we are going to break them down. Do me a favor before we get into all of it, please, person to person, make sure to hit that like button and make sure to subscribe. We have a lot to break down today, folks. With that little preamble out of the way, what do you say we get right into the content of the show? Breaking news. Pakistan. Let's start things off by talking about this potential new deal with the Iranian regime. Breaking: Pakistan has proposed as of this morning a second round of U.S.-Iran talks in Islamabad as early as Thursday. What is that, 2 days from now? Before the current ceasefire expires, citing 2 Pakistani officials. Breaking news: American officials are saying
I've
Washington
got the best
and
hardware
Iran
and the
are
best
in fact heading
prices.
towards a new round of talks. We're getting the word that America and Iran, they are going to meet up for another round of talks. Breaking: Trump has told New York Post this morning that U.S.-Iran
Good
talks
hunting.
could be happening over the next 2 days in Pakistan, adding that the United States is more inclined to hold them there because the field marshal in Pakistan has been doing such a great job, according to President Trump. Of course, this is Pakistan Army Chief Hassan, who's sort of been the lead intermediary on the Pakistani front. Iran has not publicly confirmed the time frame yet. We have another report. Following that, Trump said, I am inclined to go to the negotiations in Pakistan within the next 2 days. So Trump then added on that he is inclined to attend these negotiations in person. Last time, a couple days ago, he sent Kushner, Witkoff, and Vice President J.D. Vance. Trump wants to be there in person. The master deal maker wants to be there in person. More updates. Trump said, I don't think the negotiations with Iran are actually going to take place in Pakistan. We have another place that we are considering moving the negotiations to. So Trump said he wants to go, he's considering going, but maybe he doesn't actually want to go to Pakistan. Maybe it's a bit too far. Maybe it's a security risk, probably for security reasons. He doesn't want to go. So he's willing to meet with the Iranian regime in some other place. Where might that be? Urgent. President Trump says the upcoming negotiations with Iran may be held in a European location and that we will not hold them in Turkey. Turkey offered. Trump says, we're not going to do them in Pakistan. We're not going to do them in Turkey. We're going to do them in some European location, but we don't know yet exactly where. Now, I saw, this just popped in my head here, I saw Switzerland yesterday morning. Switzerland, they spoke up and said, hello, guten Tag, we are willing to have the negotiations in Switzerland. So that might be the place that President Trump is thinking of or he's considering. According to the New York Times, citing 2 senior Iranian officials, in response to this alleged U.S. proposal for a 20-year suspension of Iranian uranium enrichment, Iran countered at the recent negotiations in Pakistan to J.D. Vance. The Iranians countered with a proposal for a 5-year severely reduced suspension of uranium enrichment, which was rejected by U.S. President Donald J. Trump.
Bro, you gonna flirt with the Twi'lek or not, dog? Fucking hell.
Additionally, Iran refused
nice,
to
dude.
allow enriched material out of the country,
I want to talk to you, dude.
US command, but instead the Iranians offered to dilute that material, the enriched uranium, domestically. They would dilute it on their own.
It's tough everywhere.
Now, I said allegedly up here at the top of this, U.S. proposal for a 20-year suspension of Iranian
fucking be like that fucking Harkonnen dude.
This is my personal
He's
opinion.
got fucking stabber.
Signed off on a 20-year moratorium on Iranian uranium enrichment. Is that agreeable to President Trump? Do you think that Trump would sign off on a 20-year moratorium? Trump wants a permanent moratorium. That's what he wants. He wants a complete and total comprehensive shutdown of Iranian uranium enrichment. That's very hard to say. Good Lord. Iranian uranium enrichment. 20 years. I have a very hard time believing that that is the deal that Trump has floated to the Iranians. Regardless, it seems like they have rejected it, maybe allegedly. We got a statement from President Trump this morning. He said this, quote, I am not in favor of granting Iran 20 years to suspend uranium. Uranium enrichment. This is coming out of the official Saudi news. 22 million followers. Good Lord. I'm sorry. 22. Yeah, 22 million followers. Good Lord. Official Saudi news. A quote from Trump. I am not in favor of granting
All
Iran
right.
20 years to suspend uranium enrichment. Like I said, I have a very hard time believing that Trump would ever sign off on any uranium enrichment. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20, 30, 100
That's where they're
years from
from.
now. No, going into this, we said unconditional shutdown of the Iranian regime's nuclear program, enrichment and otherwise. Unconditional, that means no conditions. 20 years would categorically be a condition. No conditions. Shut it down. 100% shut down forever. Permanent. So Trump says, yeah, no, we're not doing this 20-year thing. So I guess the fake news media came up overnight and said, Trump offered them a 20-year moratorium. Fact check. Seems like he did not. That seems to be fake news. So that is the current status of these negotiations. It seems like a deal is going to be made. Now, we know, this is what we spoke about yesterday. The Iranians called Trump personally. Trump spoke to somebody, some shot caller in Iran yesterday. And now we're hearing from Trump after that call yesterday that Trump is willing to go in person, not send an intermediary delegation. Trump is willing to go in person to meet with the Iranians, not in Pakistan, but in Europe. Now, I try not to read too much into this stuff, but we're going to do it anyway. The fact that Trump is now talking publicly about going in person
all authorized destinations.
to meet with the Iranians,
Travel route is confirmed.
that makes me think that a deal has tentatively been, that an acceptable deal has tentatively been agreed upon between Trump himself and the Iranian shot caller himself, whoever that is. Because remember, yesterday we got the report, we got the news, the confirmation that this Iranian negotiation delegation that was sent from Iran to Pakistan to meet with J.D. Vance, that they actually were only negotiators. They were not the final shot callers. They didn't have the power or the privilege to concretely sign on to a deal. They had to go back home to Iran, talk to their boss, talk to their superior. Who knows, maybe it's the cardboard cutout of the supreme leader. God knows. So they went back to Iran. They talked to whoever they had to talk to, and then they had a phone call with Trump. That was yesterday. And now this morning, Trump is saying, okay, I'll meet with them in person somewhere in Europe. Tentatively, seems to me like they have capitulated or met Trump's demands, and Trump is confident enough in that now he is going to go in person. That seems to be where we are. And this is where we talk about this blockade. This is where we talk about China and how Trump's blockade was a masterstroke. Remember how for weeks and months we've been hearing that President Trump had no plan? There is no plan. The Hormuz, Trump had no idea what the Hormuz even was.
I guess we're
Remember
safe
how
for the
we've heard
moment.
all those people saying those things? Well, actually, President Trump has had a plan this entire time, and the Hormuzian blockade, using the U.S. Navy to blockade that Hormuz, blockade specifically Iranian-flagged vessels or vessels carrying Iranian oil, was the masterstroke. It was the genius-level move that has now forced the Iranian regime to submit.
Telling your stories.
Thank
All the
you for
best to
having us.
You bet.
I don't give a shit about Trump getting handsy with somebody 20 years ago.
That was the only reason.
I
It's
have this like
contractual.
crush from afar on Mark Levin. I've always loved him.
Whoa, I've never heard that. Holy shit, I have never heard that. That's the first time I've ever heard that one. Holy fuck.
Go.
That was the only reason.
I
It's
have this like
contractual.
crush from afar on Mark Levin. I've always loved
He's the
him.
best.
I agree with Sean that he's the great one, but I secretly from afar am like a Mark Levin stalker.
It's truly an honor. It's like there are certain people, and it's a very small list, who I consider appointment viewing. And it's like, whenever I see you, I stop. Whenever.
Whoa, buddy. Holy shit. Whoa, buddy.
it's so.
Now, so yeah, thank you.